Excellent. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Some of you work for Prime. Some of you go to Prime. Some of you are fantastic partners out in the community who have given us these projects. Some of you might be potential employers. In case this is your first time witnessing one of these, we are at the culmination of a group of students. The program lasts 20 weeks. A lot of these folks come in looking to change careers. They're all adult learners. They've all had jobs, successful careers behind them, but they want to break into software. And some of them have very little computer experience. Some of them have dabbled. None of them have been web developers before they join. And that 20 weeks is a lot. It's an immense undertaking. And I'm so very proud of these folks because not only do they put in the time and the effort, but oftentimes it means putting their lives on pause to accomplish a long-term goal. And that's no easy feat. The program has 3 tiers or periods. The first is a period of self-study, mostly done remotely online at your own pace, and that covers 5 weeks. We then bring them into the full-time program, which is a 60, sometimes 80-hour-a-week commitment for them for 8 weeks, where it's very hands-on. They practice writing code on their own. They practice it in small groups. They practice it in pairs. They learn the fundamentals, as well as the industry standards of how we collaborate, how we not only write code, but how we talk about it, how we understand it, how we communicate about it. It's a fully immersive program. And meanwhile, many of these folks have partners, families, kids, part-time jobs. It's a lot to balance and it's a lot to set aside. It's a lot of sacrifice. And frankly, I'm incredibly impressed with all of them. Then the last 7 weeks, they work on real projects. They come up with an app idea of their own and they build it from stem to stern and they show it off. And that went exceedingly well. And then they dive into group work. And that's what we're going to see today. There's going to be 4 groups, each of which has worked with a client, a real client, a partner out in the community who had frankly, all 4 of them, very awesome idea for an application. And these folks collaborated. They managed to break down the tasks and assign roles and work together and apart and communicate and frankly, just put in an inhuman amount of time and effort and dedication and caring. And we're going to see what that resulted in. And it's pretty phenomenal. So as we go, I'm going to ask that everyone turn their cameras off if they're not presenting, mute yourself if you're not presenting, and make a lot of noise in the chat to cheer these folks on. These folks have decided to call themselves the Cohorts. The real name is the Citrine Cohort. We name our groups after gems. But a Cohort, if you're not familiar, is an adorable, fuzzy, and kind animal. And that has been the theme throughout. These folks have been kind and supportive to each other. And it's resulted in some really amazing apps that they're excited to share with you today. So I'm going to stop talking for a bit and introduce our first group, who is working on a meme matching app. And I will turn the floor over to them to tell you all about it. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Elias Mohammed, and I am from the Citrine Cohort. Today, I would like to thank you for giving us an opportunity to present an app that we have been working on for a couple of weeks. We are excited to share what we've been working on. But first, I would like to introduce my teammates, Heng, Kobe, and Japheth. I would also like to give you a disclaimer that our client would like to remain anonymous, and as such, we would respect their wishes. Our client came to us with a visionary challenge to create a gamified social media algorithm app called Plus. Plus would not only connect people, but also showcase the finest and most humorous content. Our client wished to create a new platform that embodies the essence of online social interaction, creativity, and entertainment. At the core of this application lies the concept of memes. I'm sure a lot of people are aware of memes, but for those who are not, memes are often humorous and relatable pieces of content that are widely just shared throughout the internet. They can take many forms: images, videos, or even short snippets of text, captivating our attention and invoking laughter in a matter of seconds. Our app empowers you to carefully select and upload 1 meme a day. So you would really have to try and think hard to choose a good one. In my opinion, the one on the left is not so funny. The one on the right makes a good meme, but other people may differ. And as such, by taking time to choose which one you want, you tap into your creative side and share content that truly resonates with you. This deliberate approach ensures that every meme on Plus is thoughtfully chosen, elevating the overall quality of the content and creating a space where exceptional humor thrives. As you upload your carefully selected memes, other users on the app would be given an opportunity to rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, offering valuable feedback. Each meme is then later awarded a token once it reaches a certain number of ratings. After that, your meme will be given an average rating and then move to the automated matching stage. The app's intelligent algorithm compares your meme's average rating with another meme's average rating in the system. The one with the higher average rating claims a token from the meme with the lower average token. This process will continue until either you exhaust all your tokens or the maximum number of matchups allowed is reached. The maximum number of matches ensures fairness and diversity within the app. Now that I've explained the app, you might be wondering, well, that's nice, but why should I use it? Well, every token your meme accumulates becomes a reward for you. These tokens will be added to your tokens balance in your account, serving as a testament to your success and popularity within the app's community. This app is not about tangible currency or money. It's about the thrill of winning tokens and being recognized by your peers for sharing captivating and entertaining memes. And now I would like to pass the mic to my fellow teammate, Hank.
Hey, thank you, Elias. I'm Hang, and to start off our demo, we're going to log in as our user Dan. Now, Dan is a hardworking college student, and every morning before class, he likes to enjoy his daily dose of nutritious memes. So he's going to click on the showcase button here to see what other people have uploaded. Dan is a big fan of Pokemon and really thought that was a Bulbasaur, but it turns out to be a Pikachu. Because he enjoyed it so much, he's going to rate this an 8 out of 10. Dan is also majoring in computer science and really enjoys his humor. So he's going to rate this a 8 out of 10 as well. Dan is a sucker for good code and honest code. So he's going to rate this one also a 8 out of 10. Oh, Dan realized that he's running short on time and needs to get to class soon. But before he heads out, he wants to share a meme of his own that others can relate to. So he's going to click on the uploads button here. So we'll click on choose file. And he's going to choose this specific meme right here because he feels that a lot of other college students can relate with this. He's going to click open and he's going to upload this meme. All right. So Dan has used his one daily upload per day, but is confident it's a good one. So he's going to go back to his landing page. And real quick, he's going to check out his accounts. On the bottom of the page, he sees that his meme is currently in the rating stage and that no one has rated it yet, so it's at 0%. But that's okay. He's going to go back to his landing page and he will check back in later after he gets off class. So he's going to log out. All right. Enter in Tom. So Tom is one of Dan's friends, and during his break between classes, finds himself sitting in the lounge bored by himself. Then he remembers the Plus app Dan introduced to him and decides to explore the high quality memes it has to offer. So Tom is going to log in. Tom is going to check out the showcase to see what other people have uploaded. As a cat enthusiast and cat owner, Tom really likes this meme and decides to rate it a 9 out of 10. Tom really likes this meme as well as a computer science major and decides to give this one a 7 out of 10. Tom does not like getting rickrolled, so he'll give it a 1 out of 10. Tom also really likes this one, gives this one a 7 out of 10. Tom sees that by chance, Tom has come across the meme that Dan has posted earlier this morning. And Tom really likes this meme and feels like it has Dan's energy. So he's going to rate this meme 10 out of 10. Tom can really relate to this and gives it a 8 out of 10 for nice. Understanding the struggles of back in development, Tom gives this one a 8 out of 10 because it gave him a good laugh. Tom is also a Pokemon fan. He gives this one a 9 out of 10 because it's just so classic. Tom sees that there are no more available memes to rate and decides to head back to the landing page. And for the rest of the presentation, I will be handing it off to Kobe.
Thank you, Hang. I'm Kobe, and I will be continuing this demonstration as Tom. So Tom has now rated some memes, and he feels inspired to upload a meme that he has had in the works for quite a while. He thinks that this meme is going to be a hit with the other users of Plus, so he's going to lock that in as his daily upload. Now, Tom is done with the app for now, so he's going to log out. Let's come back to Dan. Dan is logging into Plus after a long day of class because he likes to unwind by checking out some memes. Before he does that, though, he's going to check his account page and see his progress on the meme he uploaded this morning. Dan can see that his meme has been rated by other users and has now entered the automated matching stage, where it looks like it's almost done matching. So if Dan comes back in a little bit, you might see some more progress. In the meantime, Dan's going to go back to his showcase, check out some more memes. Yeah, Dad is a cat owner and worries about this a lot, so that's a good 8 out of 10. Dad comes across Dobbs' meme. He really does not understand this whatsoever. This is not a relatable meme. 2 out of 10. As a math whiz, Dan has never had this problem, so 5 out of 10, not super relatable. Dan is a fan of Rickrolls, so Uno and Rickrolls, great, fantastic, 9 out of 10 meme. And having touched a fair amount of CSS in his life, Dan feels like he's made that face before, so 8 out of 10. Now, when Dan either runs out of other memes to rate or gets tired of rating memes for now, Dan is going to go back to his landing page, and he wants to check his account one more time to see if he's made any more progress. Dan can see that his meme has now been fully matched, and he has, with his perfect 10 out of 10 average rating, has won an impressive 5 tokens. Good job, Dan. Dan is now enthusiastic about coming back to the Plus app tomorrow to try and upload another hit meme. Dan is satisfied with his time on the app for today, so he logs out. One other thing I'd like to mention is that the total number of ratings and matches has been reduced for the purposes of this demonstration. So in the real world, users' memes would have the opportunity to be seen and rated by dozens of other users, and spending more time in the automated matching stage would have the chance to win quite a few tokens. With that said, I'm going to pass it over to my teammate Japheth to wrap up our presentation.
Hi, thank you so much for that, Kobe. My name is Japheth, and I will be giving you a quick summary of everything we just went through. And also, a quick thanks to our client who would like to stay anonymous for giving us such an awesome app idea. Now, you may be wondering what our app does, or maybe you forgot a few details. In general, what our app does, or what Plus does, is makes it so we can share memes and we can rate it with other people, as well as maybe, earn some tokens or some, in the future, some money if possible. In this current prototype, there is no money included, but in the future, our client might like to include that. So we'd like to have a disclaimer to make sure that you all know that as well. But you also might be wondering, why do I want to use Plus? Well, Plus is a great app to either enjoy yourself, maybe you're having a little break from work or school, and you want to, let's say, hop on an app to look at some memes or share some memes and spend some time, laughing or, rating memes and maybe earning a little bit of tokens. And I would like to give a special thanks, by the way, to everyone, our client for being so awesome with an awesome idea, to Citrine, our whole cohort, and to Prime as a whole for being so supportive and amazing. Our instructors, Matt and Andrew, for helping us and giving us the necessary skills needed to learn how to make these apps an amazing time. And I would like to thank my team, Kobe, Ilias, and Hank, for being phenomenal and amazing teammates to be with. I could have not asked for any other teammates better or right. And I'd like to thank all of you for watching. Thank you for watching us today, staying tuned in. And if you want to feel free to follow us or connect, we have our LinkedIn's right here. And thank you all for watching.
I'm not going to clap too loudly in front of the mic, but if you want to make some digital noise, there's a reaction button at the bottom of Zoom. And of course, use chat. These folks love chat. It's so amazing. It looks so slick. Oh my gosh. Wow. Ooh. When people think of software engineering, they think of people coding, and these folks truly know how to code. You just saw the evidence. But the real ability of a software engineer is to solve problems. When their client came to us with this idea, we thought that is really cool. And it's perfect for a project like this because there's 1,000 little details to figure out. And watching these folks collaborate digitally, a lot of people might not know this, but this is actually a fully remote cohort. Some of these students are, well, really scattered throughout the country. And to use those digital tools to collaborate and solve real problems is the mark of a true software engineer. So if you are looking for people to hire, if you're looking for people who can solve problems, any of these Kawakos would be a fantastic candidate. Thank you very, very much to our memes team. We had internal code names for all the apps, so I might not always use the one that's actually right, but I think I've used the meme teams, and that is excellent. All right, the next group we're going to hear from is a group that I've been calling Prime Resources. I think they also have a more clever name than I came up with for the app. And this was an interesting one because it's for primers by primers. Up next, we're going to have the PADS team. While they're getting their screen ready to share, I want to talk a little bit more about collaboration, but I guess I'll have to wait till the next break because these folks are on it. I'm going to turn you over to the Prime Resources team. Take it away.
Thank you all for being here today and for attending our presentation. My name is Lucky Ba, and I'm honored to be joined by my teammates Elijah Lawson, Yubo Fang, and Louise Ortiz. Together, we formed the Prime Alumni Database team from the Citrine Cohort. Our esteemed client and fellow primer, Pete Martin, entrusted us with the task of developing PadBase, an application designed for Prime alumni to reconnect, share resources, and explore job opportunities. PadBase was conceived out of the frustration Prime alumni encountered with the current norms of communication platforms. When we are part of Prime, it feels like a tight-knit family. We are all united in the pursuit of success. We share knowledge, offer support, and feel connected with each other. However, as we step into the real world, that connection begins to fade. Prime alumni, just like all of you, understand the challenges of navigating the job market, seeking resources to enhance skills, and longing for that sense of belonging. We have all been in those shoes, and we know how crucial it is to have a support system that understands and empathizes with our journey. Our client, Pete, shared those same sentiments wholeheartedly. He too grew frustrated with the limitations of existing platforms. Pete recognized the need for a better place, a dedicated space where Prime alumni could connect, share opportunities, and nurture the strong bonds we forged during our time together. Thus, PadBase was created as a haven for Prime alumni, a place to rediscover connections, exchange resources, and collaborate on job opportunities, a place where primers can truly be primers. Now that we understand our mission, let's dive right into the demonstration. Allow me to introduce John, a Prime alumni who joined PadBase to reconnect with his fellow primers. John has already set up his profile and will now log in. Now that he's successfully logged in, John finds himself at the home page where he notices that his cohort member, Elijah, has just sent a message. In response, John sends a quick message to Elijah, letting him know that he's online. As he's scrolling through the message board to see if there's anyone else he knows, John remembers that he recently learned a new language skill. Therefore, he navigates to the edit profile page to update his profile. Scrolling down all the way to the appropriate section, John adds the new language. And after he does it, he hits submit and he is brought back to the profile page where he can see the new updates he added. Having successfully accomplished this, John is eager to share his newfound knowledge. So he heads over to the resources page where Luis is going to take over this story.
Thank you, Lucky. Hello, my name is Luis Ortiz. Searching for resources has always been challenging. Trying to figure out the ones that are actually valuable is even harder. Here on the resources page, finding resources make life easier. This is where John can find all resources shared by all primers. And John wants to share a resource that he used that was helpful in his journey to learn JavaScript. So from here, he can click on the Add Resource button. Here we can add a title, a link to the article, a brief description, and he can choose a tag. But wait, there is no tag for JavaScript. No worries. By clicking on the other option, he will be able to have the ability to create a new tag. So let's go ahead and add that in there. You're going to click Submit, and a new resource has been added. Let's say John wants to search through articles pertaining to only React. By clicking the React tag, he can definitely do that. Only React resources are shown. So John is currently looking for work, and he needs a little help with his job search. Let's pass it on to you, Bo, to show John about how the jobs page can help him.
Thanks, Luis. My name is Yubo Fang, and John's going to head towards the jobs page. You know, he's interested in looking for some jobs right now, so he's going to click on the software engineer tab and see what's available. You know, this doesn't look that interesting to him, but when he just got a memory that when he was younger, he wanted to be a data engineer. So he's going to look for that position in the search bar. Okay, yeah, nice. This is exactly what John's looking for. So he's going to look at the job description, check out the details later, but otherwise, this is the perfect position, and he's going to apply for it later. So now John really wants to also help his fellow alumni, and he remembers that there's a junior UX UI developer role from Grand Market Strategy, and they're currently hiring. So he's going to add that job and put in the information needed. Since there's no UX UI tag, he'll just fill it in. No worries. Let's add that to the list. All right. Good job, John. Let's see what's happening at the alumni search with Elijah.
Thank you, Yubo. I'm Elijah Lawson from the Citrine Cohort. Our user John remembers seeing something from another primer in the chat page and decides to go back. And oh, it looks like a primer named Anders is looking to see if anybody checked on LinkedIn. He's trying to build out his network. John, being the stand-up guy he is, decides he's going to follow through. But first, he needs to find Anders' LinkedIn. He can do that by going over to the alumni search. And here he can browse by campus, but because he knows Anders' name, I think he's just going to look him up through that criteria. So typing it in, he's going to look at our results and see there's Anders. He's a backend engineer at Spotify, and he's going to navigate over to his profile. He's going to quickly find the LinkedIn, open that up, and make that connection and reach out to Anders. Deciding he's got everything he wanted to do within Pad-Base done for the day, he thinks he's going to sign off and get back to work on his latest personal project, satisfied with his user experience. And that was Prime Academy Database, a haven for primers to connect and collaborate, whether that be sharing online resources and job postings, or just connecting through chat. We would like to thank Pete St. Martin for giving us the opportunity to kickstart this project. He has a great passion for primers and the industry we all strive to progress. We would also like to thank Matthew and Andrew, our wonderful instructors, for whom we wouldn't be here without. Their patience and knowledge was invaluable to our journey through Prime. To Bellamy, Christy, and everyone else for their hard work to pull all this together. To our fellow students of the Citrine Cohort, go Quokkas, and to all of you who are attending this presentation. You can reach out to us through our LinkedIns via the QR codes you see on the slide. And to any and everyone recruiting and hiring, I can say with confidence that each developer in this group would be an invaluable asset to you and your companies. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. I wish we had something like this when I graduated Prime. I know I'm going to make heavy use of this. That was fantastic. Make some noise in the chat for these folks. While we're waiting for the next slideshow to come up, I want to talk a little bit about collaboration, about group work. Hollywood has this idea of programmers in their basement with their hoodies and their sunglasses, and we love hoodies. I love my hoodie. I use it all the time. But there's a time to go deep and put on the noise canceling headphones and crack a hard problem. there's also a time to reach out for help and collaboration. And these folks have really mastered the art of that balance. It's something that takes practice and time and coaching. You need to have some time to focus, but you also can't do anything like this in isolation. All of these apps are made possible by teamwork and collaboration, by asking questions and sharing ideas. Heck, even at the start, I said my smoothie was too thick and I was going to dump it on my face. And one of the quackers chimed in, why not a spoon? Another one, why not a straw? This is truly a collaborative group of people who aren't afraid of the hard work and taking the time to do it. But the fact that they've built up that skill set of knowing when to do which is what makes them so incredibly valuable in the job market. We're going to hear shortly from our next group who worked on, I call it snowboard because that's what it initially was, but they have a much cooler name. Take it away, not snowboard.
Thank you so much for that, Andrew. All right. We are Team Coach Link. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Leila Sadr, and presenting with me are Bryce Maurice, Max Simmons, Mandy Andrade, and Keegan Odell. And we represent our client, Zach Lulavi. Now, Zach has a deep love for skiing and snowboarding. In fact, he's got 4 national championship titles and 2 seasons on the U.S. snowboard racing team under his belt. After he put competing to the side, he stays active in the skiing and snowboarding community on both recreational and competitive clubs as an instructor and a coach. On the recreational club, he works as an instructor with kids ages between 6 and 12. And on the competitive snowboard club, he coaches athletes anywhere ranging in from competing on a national level to international level. Now, on the recreational club that he works with, the recreational club is very family oriented and skiing is their bread and butter. The snowboard section of their team is much smaller, so they have a hard time retaining snowboard instructors because it is family oriented. And in general, the snowboarding population is a little bit younger. So there are no incentives for coaches, instructors to work there continuously if they don't have kids. Now, with the competitive snowboard club, they have a new section of their team for skiing, and there's already a competitive ski club at the hill that they work out of. So they're always looking for ski coaches. Because their bread and butter is snowboarding, but all the high-level ski coaches are taken by this other team that works at the same mountain. So he came to us with this idea of CoachLink, an inclusive gig economy mobile app for ski and snowboard clubs or individuals to find ski and snowboard coaches or instructors from a range of qualifications, from an uncertified instructor to a World Cup coach level. So now we're going to pass it off to Bryce to kick it off with the onboarding flow of the app.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bryce, and I'm the resident snowboarder in our group. I've been a part of the snowboard community for the past 18 years, and I'm here to share with you a platform that is set to enhance the way we connect, learn, and inspire one another on the slopes. CoachLink. CoachLink is a platform designed to bring the ski and snowboard community closer together. It enables clubs and coaches to seamlessly share their expertise, eliminating the need for chance encounters or personal connections. This makes the process of learning and growing in the community much more accessible. CoachLink has the ability to create a more connected community, benefiting both experienced riders and the younger generation. Through this platform, you have the opportunity to connect with coaches from all over, tapping into a wealth of knowledge and experiences that were previously out of reach. It's a game changer for the community, enabling us to cultivate and inspire the next wave of talented skiers and snowboarders. With Zach being a UX designer, he was very informative and helpful in creating a positive user experience when first opening the app. We added an explanation flow that tells the user a little more information about CoachLink before you sign up. Need an instructor/coach? Post a gig and we'll connect you with local coaches and instructors. Need some extra cash? Want to get involved with more clubs? Browse and apply for gigs. We provide space for local clubs and coaches to connect and fill in the gap of missed opportunities for learning and teaching. Here we will be logging into an already registered coach, Lindsay Vaughn, and with that, I will be passing it to Mandy.
Thank you, Bryce. Hi, everyone. My name is Mandy Andrade, and today I'll be doing a demonstration on how a coach would be using CoachLink. So for our demonstration, we will be using a profile for Olympic gold medalist Lindsay Vaughn. She's a professional skier with an impressive 18-year career. And in 2019, she retired from the ski community and is instead going to use CoachLink to connect with her local community. She's from St. Paul. And so as you can see in the CoachLink app, Lindsay is using her profile. She's going to check her profile to make sure it's up to date. So we'll go ahead and edit the profile now to make sure that Lindsay's name is entered. And then when she applies to gigs, people can see who is applying to that gig. Okay, great. And then Lindsay can add a description to kind of to tell people who she is. And then scrolling down a bit, it seems that there's an error here. Years of experience, 10. Well, Lindsay actually has 18, so we'll go ahead and update that as well. Great. And then another thing to switch is that it says snowboard, but she's actually a professional skier, so that can be toggled. And then her area of expertise is downhill skiing, so we can choose alpine for that. Great. And then we'll go ahead and save this so her profile is up to date. Lindsay is now ready to apply for a gig, so we'll go to the home view and we can navigate easily from the nav bar at the bottom. She's looking for a gig, and at first glance, Lindsay can see there are several gigs available, but it might be useful to filter through these. So we'll go ahead and just click the ski filter to see what is available for ski gigs. Scrolling down, Lindsay checks it out and she can expand the description on any gigs she's interested in. That one looks good. So Lindsay can go ahead and apply by clicking the apply button. Making sure that she's ready to apply, great. And now it will take us to the overview page. That is also something you can navigate to with the nav bar below. And you can see it is pending here. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and pass on to Max, who's going to show us a demonstration on how ski clubs can use CoachLink. Thank you.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Max, and I'm in charge of the Prime Ski Club. And so let's just log in here, and we are looking for a new coach. So let's go down to the looking for a coach flow. And then filling out this quick, easy form, we can find the exact coach that we are going to want. So then what are we looking for? We are looking for a ski coach that specializes in slope style. And then we are going to be at Buck Hill, right by Prime, right in the cities. And then when we're probably going to go sometime in November because you can't ski much in June. And then after, let's go 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. after work. And then we have tech money at Prime Ski Club. So we'll go $500. We're offering $500. And then we want an instructor that's at least level 3. And then we will fill out a quick description and then we'll publish it. And then we can go right to the gigs page and then we can see that our gig has been published and then are ready for a coach to accept it. I will be passing it on to my assistant, Keegan.
Hey guys, I'm Keegan and I'm the assistant coach at Prime Ski Club. So we're gonna go check our overview and see if any coaches have accepted one of our gigs. So cool, in our pending gigs, it looks like a coach has applied to do the gig. We're gonna click on Coach Lindsay Vaughn and see who applied. So Lindsay Vaughn is a ski instructor with 18 years of experience, and she happens to be an Olympic gold medalist. Sounds like a great fit for Prime Ski Club, and we're gonna learn a lot, so we're going to accept this gig. Yep, we're ready to accept. And then that gig is going to move to upcoming gigs. This means that the gig is confirmed, and for both the coach and the organization, this gig is gonna actually happen. So now we're gonna click Finish Gig when we're finished with the gig. We're gonna click Gig is finished, and that means that on both sides, for the organization and the coach, the gig has been completed. Now that the gig is completed, maybe you wanna clean up our flow a little bit. So we're gonna go and delete the bottom one right there. No need for that anymore. We're gonna click delete. Yes, delete it. And now our delete page is cleaned up a bit. So CoachLink, with CoachLink, there'll be no more searching for coaches through word of mouth and random connections. You're going to be able to find a qualified coach through a couple simple clicks with CoachLink. And through this app, we can pair quality coaches with ski and snowboard clubs with ease. To finish up our presentation, I'm going to hand it back to Layla.
All right, thank you for that. So that is our app, folks, CoachLink. If you have any questions or compliments for us, we'd love to continue the conversation with you. And we'd also love to thank our client, Zach Lulavi. It was such an honor working with him and learning so much about the ski and snowboarding community. And we'd also love to thank our instructors, Matt and Andrew, and the entire Prime staff. Their support and compassion truly motivated us throughout our entire Prime journey. And thank you to Quakas, our cohort mates, for your hard work and collaboration. And once again, we are Bryce Maurice, Max Simmons, Mandy Andrade, Keegan Odell, and Layla Sadr. Thank you so much for your time and energy.
Love it. Kawaka's in the house. Oh my gosh, what a presentation. Whew, I get chilly just looking at all that snow. The amount of growth these people have undergone in 20 weeks is truly astounding. I remember just a few short weeks ago when these folks, these Kawakas, were in the same position as the class watching them, thinking, I don't think we'll ever be able to do that. And even imagining this when they first started the program was probably a difficult thing to do. But through hard work, through dedication, through effort, through supporting each other, not only are they building amazing apps, but they have learned that the key skill of software engineering is to continue to grow. And they've all brought their unique backgrounds to that. We have people in this cohort who were professional athletes, professional actors, working retail. It really spans the gamut. And so we really strive hard to work on the broad range of professional skills. For some people, the real challenge was learning the dynamics of coding. And for some, it was fear of public speaking. But they've all made huge strides in all of those grounds, as you can see. Everyone's contributed to the code and everyone's contributed to the presentation. So with that, last but definitely not least, we're going to hear from a group that I call Accelerator, which might be the first one that actually matches. A lot of modern day web applications start out as spreadsheets, which is an interesting kind of problem to solve because you're taking a very well-defined idea and translating it to new technology. Here to share their success in doing that, I'm going to pass it off to our Accelerator group. Go Kawakas!
Yeah, thank you, Angie. Thank you so much for that. We are Team Accelerator. That includes Vang Vang, Ilhan Dahir, Joshua Engerbretson, and you might know me from Prime Alumni Database fame, Anders Boyum. I'm an early adopter. What can I say? So our client Harley Reese came to us with a question and a solution, actually. But the question was, how can we make personal growth more fun, more engaging, right? Because I think we can all relate to the feeling where learning is, we like learning, you know, it's fun and it's good and we know we should do it, but staying motivated and disciplined to actually do it is another thing entirely. So Harley Reese, our client, is what you might call a lifelong learner. He is somebody who is dedicated to that process of personal growth. I mean, starting last year, he started keeping track actually of all the activities he was doing, all of the effort he was putting into his personal growth to develop his career skills and also his character. And that's a powerful thing to do, right? It's a powerful tool in and of itself. But in doing that, he realized there was another layer he could add that would make it even more powerful, even more engaging, right? And that was gamifying it. You know, he'd played games like RuneScape or whatever game you want to name, and he realized that the reward feedback loop that's present in all of those games in different forms can be directly applied to this process too. So that's where Accelerator comes in. It's a gamified personal development app that's designed to make that process of growing yourself more fun, more engaging, more motivating, right? And how it does that is it basically tailors itself to the user's experience, to their needs and desires. So whatever the user wants to focus on, whatever they want to grow in, if that's a trade skill like carpentry, that's my background. If it's mental health, things like they want to grow in gratitude or personal joy, or if it's just physical health, if they want to work out more, they can tailor the app to fit their own needs so that when they do an activity like reading a book on gratitude or going for a run, they can log that activity and actually watch their skill, gratitude or working out or physical health or whatever it is, they can watch that skill grow and level up. And that reward process right there is the core of what makes Accelerator so great. It provides that inherent reward and intrinsic motivation to continue your journey of personal growth. And to show you exactly how we did that, I'm going to pass it off to my buddy Vang. Vang.
Thank you, Honors. So for today, what we're going to do is we're going to be playing the role as Max Power. He's a recurring user. He has been using Accelerator for the past 3 months. And I never really been motivated to do anything really until I used the Accelerator. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to go ahead and log in. All right, so we're going to look into the skill widget here under mindfulness. My level is currently level 2. And my current XP is 8 out of 10. So I need 2 more XP to level up. I just read a book yesterday. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and log that in. So in the skill tab here, we're going to go into mindfulness. And then in the activities here, we're going to do finish a book. And look at that, it gave me 20 XP. Now for the source here, I read a book, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. It's called The Motivation Code by Todd Henry. And for my takeaway here, it was motivation to learn how to code better after reading this book. So I'm gonna just go ahead and submit this. And then we take a look back at the widget here under mindfulness. Look at that, I level up, nice. Now I'm level 4 and our badge went to level 4 too. Sweet. And then in our content widget here, not only that, it also showed that I finished reading 1 whole book for the year. I'm not really liking the avatar green right now. Let's go ahead and change it. I really like the blue one. Let's choose that one. Yeah. All right, we're just gonna go back into the dashboard here. And then in your activity widget here, looks like I haven't done much in May, but let's look at June. I did a little bit more activity. I'm gonna just click the lightest blue here. Let's see here. I logged in 1 activity on June 8th. What did I do with the darkest colored one there? Cool. I logged in 4 activities on June 21st, but I don't quite remember what was those 4 activities. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to Ilhan. So
Thank
she
you.
can explain that.
Thank you, Bing. I'm Ilhan, and I'm going to continue on exploring Max Power's dashboard here. So I'm going to go over to the stats page to get a better idea of what are the activities that I did. And it looks like I logged a lot of activities on the 21st. I'm going to click on one of those activities just to get more information. Completed a book. I feel really great. I feel great that I'm feeling motivated that I logged so many activities this month. I'm going to look back over the past few months and just glance over the achievements that I really did in logging my activities. It's really great. I'm going to go back and click today just to get a nice snapshot of what I did this month. I'm feeling really motivated to continue, but I wonder what are all the points and where did I go? So let me go to the XP chart. And that's going to give me an overview of all the points and all the skills that I've logged throughout my usage of this app. I'm really happy that with mindfulness and communication, I've logged a lot of points, 20 points on communication and 20 points on discipline. I can see that there's areas of improvement for myself, such as marketing and entrepreneurship. and confidence. And those are the skills that, you know what, in the next few weeks, I'm going to try to work really hard and get those points up and really get those skills up and working. But I'm really wondering what all these points on mindfulness and XP points, and what are the skills exactly that I logged? Let me go to the XP log page. And here I can see all my skills for this past month, everything that I've logged. If I click on skills, I can sort. If I want to click on skills, I can even filter out and get a picture. So let me put in communication just to see all the skills that I've did for communication. Really happy that since March, I've been consistently logging my points. I have activity. I can see the activities that I did, my source and takeaway, and my XP points. So I'm really happy about this, but I'm wondering if I get these points, all these points, what are the achievements that I'm going to get? How is it really going to motivate me to keep getting more points and collecting and logging more? So I'm going to pass that over to Joshua to take it away.
Thank you so much, Ilhan. Yeah, I'm Joshua Egbretson, going to continue on the role as Max Power going through this. So as Ilhan said, we have all these experience points and we've logged so much, through our past 3 months, but what's really the driving factor here is the achievements page. We come over here, I see I have unlocked 4 out of 5 achievements, with one of them just happening today. So 4 out of 5 specifically on experience earned. I guess I pushed over that threshold to earn this badge today. Feels really good. Levels obtained, I guess 3 out of 8. And I do see audiobooks. I believe I just finished an audiobook over lunch. I haven't unlocked an achievement yet, but I'm going to quickly throw that in here. And let's see if we can have that happen. Again, I've been focusing on mindfulness, lately. So that's what my audiobook was on. And we got our source practicing mindfulness, and we got our takeaways. I'm going to submit that. Woo! There's our achievement. This is so satisfying. Throughout the use of my app today, was able to log 2 new activities, go view everything that I've done, throughout the history of my time on here, and was able to unlock at least 2 achievements today. I think this has been a pretty good day. I'm going to go ahead and get logged out. Now, that is the Accelerator app, just as it is. A wonderful tool to be able to help track your own personal growth and development and learning across an entire wealth of skills, including ones that you decide that you want to level up in yourself. If you want to level up in drawing, you can do that. You can add that and go through the activities and bring that up, level by level, point by point. Why? To have the motivation and the reward of getting those achievements and unlocking those, and just being able to see what you've done throughout history. It's one thing to go, yeah, I'm going to do this. It's another thing, actually document it and watch as you continue to hit those goals. We want to give a huge thank you to our client, Harley Reese, for giving us the opportunity and believing in us to create this application for him. I want to give a shout out to our instructors, Matt Black and Andrew Harasimu. Without them, we wouldn't have learned or currently have the knowledge or the tools to have been able to create this application or any of the others we have created throughout our time here. I want to give a shout out to the Citrine cohort, as well as to the rest of the wonderful Prime Digital Academy staff. Thank you so much, all of you. Finally, to our families for supporting us during this endeavor and allowing us to invest in ourselves. And then we, as the team of Vang Vang, Ilhan Dahir, Anders Boyam, and myself, Joshua Engebretson, want to thank you, the audience, for taking your time out of your day to come here and experience this with us. If you want to connect at all, feel free to scan our LinkedIn QR codes here, and we would be happy to continue this conversation. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Amazing. Amazing. All four of these have just been phenomenal. It's so mind-blowing. 20 weeks ago, these folks would come to us with a question and say, how do I do this thing? And we would say, that's not even the right question. Here, let me explain it to you for 20 minutes and show you. Halfway through it was, how do I do this thing? Here's an article. Oh, cool. By the end of it, it was, I bet we could add tables to this app. I can figure out how to do tables. Let's us two go research tables, and then us two can go research charts. And they just like went and did it. They've learned how to program. They've learned how to design software. More importantly, they've learned how to learn in the digital age. They're adaptable, they are collaborative, and they have excelled throughout this program. Now, all that remains is for them to go get jobs. We're going to clear out this space fairly soon to roll it over. They're going to be doing interviews here in this room. But before we go, I'd like everyone to just give one last amazing shout out and round of applause for Citrine. Truly, Kawaka's in the house. Yeah. It has been an honor.
Kawaka's in the house.
Kawaka's in the house.
Here, Kawaka's.
There's a lot of enthusiasm in this group. All right. Thank you all for coming and joining us as Citrine shares with you these 4 amazing apps. If you have questions, my name is Andrew with the Citrine Cohort. Feel free to reach out anytime. And thanks for watching.